This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Our top story, Sarasota County's 2018 budget has some projected shortfalls.
And the concern has county officials looking to make cuts within many departments. ABC7's Bobeth Yates is here with more on what's being considered.
Well, the 2018 budget has projected deficit of $5.4 million. Hawaii County officials say the plan is to borrow some of those funds from their reserved accounts. Commissioners say they're discussing making cuts to ensure they no longer have to dip into savings to run government operations. Now, the current proposal calls for cuts about $14 million worth of cuts from their general fund. Now, this includes reductions in every department from the economic development to parks and recreation. But one county commissioner at the county commissioner workshop, one proposal is causing a bigger concern. That's the proposal to cut $1.5 million from area libraries, and a lot of residents were speaking out.
About school children who live in the homes where there's no access to the internet and what a disadvantage it is to them to do homework for the children that have that access 24/7. And I'd hate to think of us cutting library hours, library services to these most vulnerable people in our community who absolutely critically need the library. That's not a nice to have, it's essential to have.
Now, coming up at 6, we'll talk about a bunch of the other cuts that are proposed. Back to you.
All right, Bobeth, thank you. The planning initiative to reimagine Sarasota's Bayfront is on track with a goal of $2.1 million now met. Those funds will be used to hire the leadership planning and design firm called Sasaki to create a master plan for 42 acres of Sarasota Bayfront. That master plan will then go to the City Commission for review and approval next fall. The community is encouraged to meet the planning team next week during a series of events to kick off the beginning phases of the plan's creation. If you'd like to meet the planning team, Sasaki will be introduced to the City Commission on Monday, December 4th at 6 p.m. at City Hall in downtown Sarasota.
The city of Sarasota is giving people a first look at the advanced design of the St. Armand's parking garage. This multi-level garage designed by consulting firm Kimley Horn will feature 500 public parking spaces along with a place to park bicycles. The Sarasota City Commission has authorized up to $17.5 million in bonds for this project. City officials say it will repay the bonds using paid parking revenue and funds from a special assessment on Circle property owners. That parking garage is scheduled to open by the end of May.
And it's hoped that it will relieve some of the parking congestion out there.
I know, sometimes it can be a nightmare a little bit.
All right, a warm day here on the Suncoast. Let's get a check on our weather now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Here's a look at what's happening right now. 81 degrees, got lots of sunshine, a few clouds around. The dew point now is 62 and humidity at 52%. That's comfortable. Northeast winds at 12 and the pressure 30.08 inches. That's fairly high. That continues to rise slightly at this hour. There are some showers across South Florida and along the East Coast, but not much going on here. One or two have made their way through Highlands County, a few sprinkles there, if you will, but high pressure continues to dominate the weather over the southeast. There is an approaching frontal system, but this front is going to weaken and eventually fall short of our area and fade away over north central Florida. So should not be a big factor as far as changing our weather at all. You can see the general motion of these showers are very light in nature, pushing off toward the east as a result of that high pressure located over the southeast United States. Temperatures now in the low 80s in Venice and Sarasota and Mayaca City, 81 in Northport, 80 in Inglewood, 71 in the Gulf of Mexico. Water temperature still pretty warm, 79 in Arcadia. We'll have more in our forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. New developments tonight in the ongoing investigation into a suspect arrested for the murder of 4 people in a Tampa neighborhood. New York City police say they would like ballistics results of the gun used in those killings to see if it matches any unsolved crimes in the New York area. Howell Emmanuel Donaldson III was arrested last night in Tampa. He's accused of murdering 4 people in the Seminole Heights neighborhood since October. According to St. John's University in New York, Donaldson attended the school beginning in the fall of 2011 and graduated in January of this year. Tampa police are still trying to figure out his ties to the Tampa Bay neighborhood.
He was cooperative, but he did not tell us why he was doing this. And, you know, there's been very many frustrating things during this whole process. We were really hoping to find out what was driving him to do this. We don't have those answers yet.
Donaldson was arrested at a McDonald's in Ybor City after police received a tip that he asked a manager to hold his loaded 9mm gun. Investigators say the gun recovered was used in all 4 of the murders and that Donaldson has admitted to being its owner. Police in Las Vegas are looking for the man who pulled off a midday heist at the Bellagio casino.
They've now released surveillance photos of that suspect who was wearing a disguise. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez gives us a look at those images. Looks like we are having a little bit of technical difficulties there, but we will see if we can get that back up. So let's take a look. We do have it now, so let's take a look.
Las Vegas police say this is the man wearing a wig, glasses, and with a bandage on his face who robbed the Bellagio casino Tuesday afternoon.
Subject is armed with a .413, went into the Bellagio with a .413 and duct tape.
Investigators say at around 3:45 p.m. he walked up to the poker room's cashier cage armed with a handgun and demanded cash.
She started to giving the money to this guy, and we're so happy. The lady, she don't make anything, because we never know what will happen, Maybe the guy start to shoot.
Actor James Woods, star of the classic Vegas set Casino, says he was just feet away playing poker when the heist went down. He tweeted, "Bellagio staff were fantastic. They surrendered the money quietly so no customers would get hurt. Nobody even realized it was happening." The suspect got away in a silver Chevy Cruze. Police aren't saying how much money he stole, but they are, quote, comfortable and confident that he will be arrested.
Those that would commit crimes like this on the Strip will be hunted down.
Police add that someone who was in that getaway vehicle, possibly against his will, is helping with the investigation. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Local churches are on alert following the shooting in Sutherland Springs, Texas, many updating security measures that were already in place. Several Suncoast churches began beefing up their security even before the shooting happened in Texas. Some turned ushers and parishioners into volunteer security during services, some of which are standard and others sit undercover during the services. Training is provided either by Sarasota Police Department, who partners with over 70 religious institutions, or private residents like Joe Naples, who uses a military background to form security teams at churches.
A lot of churches are anti-gun. A lot of churches are anti-security. The whole thing is they say, well, we're in a church, God's going to protect us. God sent me there to help protect you.
As Jesus once said, we need to be as harmless as doves and wise as serpents.
Tonight on ABC7 at 7, hear how all local religious institutions are protecting their followers.
Pride Park's YMCA football team now has some new football equipment thanks to a generous donation from a Miami Dolphins wide receiver. Kenny Stills donating 60 new state-of-the-art helmets and dozens of uniforms. Total cost of all this, about $10,000. Steve Goulash, who coaches these young teens, completely shocked by how much Stills was able to provide for the team. To show their appreciation, the team has now decided to name themselves the Dolphins. The team says they can't wait to play in their brand new helmets and uniforms.
The Sarasota Police Department's annual Shop with a Cop is coming back, and with your help, police are looking to make 100 Kids in Needs holidays just a little bit brighter. In partnership with the Sarasota Housing Authority and Target, they plan to take those children shopping for gifts that they want this year. The event helps to build respect within the community between the children, their families, and local law enforcement. If you'd like to make a donation to the cause, you're asked to do so either online at sarasotahousing.org or in person at the Sarasota Housing Authority located on South Osprey Avenue. And you are being asked to donate by December 9th. Scott, I've gotten a chance to do that story before, and the kids' faces just light up. And it's so awesome as well to see the police officers and how they respond with the kids when they give them those toys.
They're having a great time too, you can tell. Yeah. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, longtime Today Show host Matt Lauer fired for inappropriate sexual behavior. We'll have a look at the accusations surrounding that announcement.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, why hearing those nagging phrases from your spouse may actually be a good thing. Coming up in Health Smart.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
Need a light bulb? Batteries Plus Bulbs has a huge selection of LEDs starting as low as 99 cents.
The one inside the clothes dryer.
Oh, you use the clothes dryer.
Visit batteriesplus.com for a store near you.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye. And over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we celebrate the season with West Coast Black Theater's Motown Christmas, plus a Camel and Beth fashion show and ranch grill. Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Another big name in television is out of a job. Matt Lauer fired from NBC News. A fixture on the Today Show for nearly 25 years, NBC executives firing their lead anchor after receiving a complaint of inappropriate sexual behavior from a colleague. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest on those allegations.
The breaking news on NBC's Today Show this morning was about the breakfast show itself.
Matt Lauer has been terminated from NBC News.
I'm totally shocked. It's one of my favorite news anchors.
Savannah Guthrie, Matt Lauer's longtime and now former co-anchor, reacts in shock.
Just moments ago, NBC News Chairman Andy Lack sent the following note to our organization. Dear colleagues, on Monday night we received a detailed complaint from a colleague about inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace by Matt Lauer. How do you reconcile your love for someone with the revelation that they have behaved badly?
NBC News reports that the woman accuses Lauer of inappropriate sexual behavior that began at the Sochi Olympics in 2014 and continued after the Games. In a statement to the New York Times, the accuser's lawyer says, "While I am impressed by NBC's response to date, I am awed by the courage my client showed to be the first to raise a complaint and to do so without making any demands other than asking the company do the right thing. This is how the system should work."
I think they knew that there was maybe going to be a flood of stories coming after this, so they took swift action against him.
President Trump was quick to tweet about Matt Lauer's firing, but he's facing allegations of his own. At least 16 women have accused the president of sexual misconduct. The president has denied the accusations, calling the women liars. Lauer's firing comes just 1 week after another network morning show host, Charlie Rose, was fired from CBS after several women came to the Washington Post with allegations of being sexually harassed by the anchor. Variety says they've been working on a story about multiple sexual harassment allegations against Matt Lauer for months and that NBC was aware. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
Tomorrow may mark the end of this year's highly active hurricane season, but for many Floridians, its impact will be felt for years. 72 deaths in Florida currently attributed to Hurricane Irma. Politicians are still scrambling to determine how much of the next state budget will be dedicated to covering losses from the storm. Meteorologists from the National Weather Service's Tallahassee office say 2017 was the busiest storm season for the Atlantic since 2005.
We didn't have any things working against tropical cyclone development like in recent years. There was no El Nino in effect, which tends to suppress things. Didn't see a lot of dust coming off of Africa. We had a very warm ocean, and the depth of the warm water was quite large.
As of mid-November, more than 830,000 property owners across the state had filed claims for nearly $6 billion in insured losses from Irma. While Visit Florida spent $5 million to tell potential tourists that the state quickly reopened after the storm.
And I think a lot of us are glad that hurricane season is almost over, but you know, it's still in the back of your mind, all the things we had to go through over the past couple of months.
Oh, yeah. And they happen sometimes in December, too. Someone asked that question yesterday. Last time was 2007 when we had Olga for December 11th and December 12th. And Florida gets hit by hurricanes. We had a little lull there from 2005. We didn't get hit for a while. And typically, Florida is one of the highest states to get. It gets hit by the most, 112 since 1851. 112. Texas is the next closest, 52. Wow. So yeah, we're more than double than Texas.
Kind of stick out.
Yeah, we're right in the middle of the path usually. So hopefully next year will be easier. Although La Nina will more likely be in effect, and La Nina usually favors tropical development in the Atlantic. So we'll see how that plays out. It's a long way off, right? No storms out there to worry about right now. Van Wezel webcam showing a nice day today. Is out in the water catching some big fish, and Van Wezel showing fair skies right now. It should be another gorgeous sunset. And speaking of that, sunset last night was absolutely outstanding, and I wanted to show you this photo if you didn't see it at 11 last night. This is from Lido, from Ray. We appreciate that. Raymond, nice photo right there. With always nice to have a little clouds around with the sunset. It always adds to the colors, and that was beautiful. High pressure is the big story on the weather picture today, as it was yesterday, the day before. It's been a beautiful week thus far, and it looks like it'll stay that way too. Now, what's going to happen is this high is going to get bumped a little bit. It'll weaken. As a weak cold front comes down, you can see a few showers associated with it. That front will fade away over north central Florida. It's not going to move through. It's not going to cool us down. Right now, the easterly flow, or the fetch, if you will, around that area of high pressure continues to bring in some showers over South Florida, down near the Keys, and along the east coast of Miami and near Fort Pierce. But there's not a lot going on here. One or two showers broke out into Highlands County, but those have since moved on to the southwest. And not anticipating any rainfall tonight. It's quiet right now. It should stay that way. There will be some areas of patchy fog developing during the overnight hours, and a few showers south of Fort Myers and near Naples. Current conditions, sunshine and 81. Dew point temperature 62. Northeasterly winds are at 12 now, and the pressure 30.08 inches, which is high and continues to rise ever so slightly. Well, if you like today's weather, it's going to be pretty much the same tomorrow, although temperatures may be a degree or two cooler than they were today, but still in the low 80s. We're anticipating highs right around 83 degrees, 82, 83, depending upon where you live. Futurecast indicating no rainfall for us this evening. A few clouds are possible. Should make for a nice sunset tomorrow. Maybe a little bit of fog developing, and that fog should burn off, and then revealing lots of sunshine again in the afternoon. And it looks as though temperatures will be above the average, a typical high for this time of year. Right around 76 degrees. Will be almost 7 to 8 degrees above that. Lows tonight will be down into the mid-60s to lower 60s here, depending upon how far away you are from the water. Orlando at 63, 74 in Key West, the cooler 55 in Tallahassee, and then highs tomorrow will warm into the low 80s. I mentioned 81, 83, anywhere around there for the most part. I don't think we'll see as hot a conditions expected as we saw today, which were in the mid-80s today. And as far as the satellite and radar imagery goes, the story is that large area of high pressure which continues to dominate the weather here. This high will get bumped off, as I said, to the east here as it moves in. And then there's a frontal boundary going to be moving through the central and southern plains tonight and eventually pulling up stationary. Out west, still some showers there, but not as many. And that storm that produced the 90-mile-an-hour waves is winding down now as it heads right down into Alaska. but a very active time in the North Pacific. Well, temperatures currently into the 40s and 30s in places like Toronto, Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland, and Minneapolis. 65 though in Dallas, Kansas City not bad at 50, Washington at 61 degrees. The highs tomorrow, a little bit cooler in Washington, 57, 52 in Cleveland, 43 in Minneapolis, and Dallas will top out at 69. We should be in the low 80s, as I said. Well, here's the forecast as we see it for boaters tomorrow. Looks to be pretty good again. Northeast to north winds at 10 knots, and seas will be right around 2 feet with a moderate chop out there. Water temperature holding on right at 71 degrees. And the forecast, tides upcoming for Sarasota Bay. High will be at 8:55, and sunset will be at 5:36. Tonight, mostly fair. A little bit of patchy fog forming, 65 for your low. And tomorrow, you guessed it, nice day, a little bit of patchy fog, but temperature 82 degrees. The extended forecast calling for temperatures in the upper 70s. A little bit cooler Wednesday. That's the beginning of a cool down, I believe. Wednesday will be the first day of it, and we'll get a little bit chillier than that on Thursday of next week. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to first alert traffic. Right now, we have reports of a crash on I-75 in the southbound lanes right near River Road, but it's only affecting a slight small area there heading south on the interstate, and it clears up after that. And another crash on the I-75 exit ramp as you head east on Clark Road, but not affecting any traffic in that area. And north of there, the interstate is all green at this hour. Jacqueline?
In health news tonight, has your spouse ever told you, if I have to tell you one more time, or how many times do I have to remind you? Well, as James Deenan tells us, that might be a good thing.
A new research paper published in the Journal of Neurology, Neurosurgery, and Psychiatry suggests that people who have been single their entire life are 42% more likely to develop dementia than those who are married, and those who are widowed may have a 20% higher risk. The study does not suggest being married itself reduces the risk of dementia, but it does imply that various lifestyle factors such as living a more active, healthier, and social life are more common with those who do have a partner, and that does help to reduce cognitive decline. According to the World Health Organization, dementia ranks as the 7th leading cause of death worldwide, with nearly 10 million new cases diagnosed every year. The Alzheimer's Association's lists some lifestyle habits to keep you mentally stimulated, such as breaking a sweat. Physical activity has been linked to reduced risk of cognitive decline, so is reading and educating yourself. Also, try maintaining a healthy and balanced diet. For today's Health Minute, I'm James Deenan.
The UK will be the first country to sell Viagra over the counter. The company who makes the erectile dysfunction drug announcing that buyers will not need a prescription. UK health officials say making Viagra more freely available will help stop users from trying to get it through unregulated, illegal channels like those found on the internet. Sales are set to begin next spring. And this Saturday, the Community AIDS Network will host its annual AIDS Walk to raise awareness and funds for HIV. The walk begins at 8 a.m. at J.D. Hamill Park in downtown Sarasota and will continue over the Ringling Bridge. Free confidential HIV tests will also be offered at the event. Coming up, a driver hauls a holiday tree that would make even the Griswolds jealous, and the police department video that has taken the internet by storm.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing, but sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Naomi, my California closet designer, has been my partner in crime. She was genuinely fun to work with. We have had a ball collaborating on the 8 units that we have done in our home. The closets in the house are great, but the den is what everyone comments on when they walk in the house. And it's so beautiful. They say, whoa, who did that? And I said, it's California Closets. My name is Melissa, and this is my California Closet story.
It's time to take a road trip.
If you love the beach, Alabama's Gulf Coast has 32 miles of sugar white sand and turquoise water. Looking for a room with a view? We have them. Beachside and bayside. There's incredible history. Whoa! And the seafood is fresh from the Gulf. Another round of shrimp for my friends. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
The perfect musical for the holidays is live on the Players Center stage. Packed with the big band sounds from World War II, the 1940s Radio Hour is our boogie woogie bugle boy answer to the holiday blues. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. The Players Wild Broadway series wishes you a Merry Christmas with the 1940s Radio Hour.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Police in Massachusetts got quite the laugh after they pulled over a car transporting a Christmas tree.
Not just any tree, though. It was a tree that Clark W. Griswold would be jealous of. Take a look here. The vehicle was spotted about 25 miles west of Boston, and the tree clearly covers the entire car, even hangs off the sides, front and back. Police reminding people to transport holiday trees responsibly. It's unclear if the driver was cited. What's also unclear is where the driver planned to put that big tree. Not sure.
And take a look at these nuns rocking out. The group out of Peru called Sirvias or Servants is gaining a lot of popularity. It's made up of 11 Catholic nuns. They travel far and wide to perform, and they have quite the following. They've been viewed over 1 million times on YouTube. They say they're spreading encouragement and hope, one song at a time.
Well, scientists may soon know more about the practice of mummy wrapping, thanks to this 1,800-year-old Egyptian Roman mummy. It will be the first of its kind to be put under a powerful X-ray. The machine, which is typically used in medical research to study molecules and atoms, was used today at a lab in Illinois on the mummy. Researchers hope today's findings will help determine if using this type of X-ray will be key to investigating other mummies. Maybe they can look at his mummy.
There you go. Good one, Scott.
Well, people are losing their minds over a New Zealand police recruitment video, calling it blockbuster worthy.
The video has quickly gone viral and showcases the many different faces of police work, featuring appearances by 70 cops, a police band, helicopters, and even a cat dressed in a police uniform. Just take a look at how it opens.
We want New Zealand to be the safest country in the world, but we can't do it without your help.
Police Recruitment's Facebook page over the weekend. The video has received more than 3 million views and over 55,000 shares.
I bet it's working too.
Yeah.
If you want to watch the rest of that video, which you definitely want to do, go to our website, mysuncoast.com. Look for this story.
Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a Northport skate park vandalized with obscene images.
The push to preserve the family-friendly atmosphere at a public area in the future.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried, Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On Group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
So I never had closet systems before. Our designer, Bridget, was able to listen and ask the right questions, taking our ideas and making them happen. We were totally satisfied from beginning to end. I knew the California Closets would help me with every aspect of the design process, and they delivered 100%. My name is Teresa, and this is my California Closet story.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.